again. This is Amethyst 11 with Psychic Ogham reading number 807 for my client with the initials TD. Okay, TD, you asked me to focus on your current romantic relationship and, you know, what's happening around that, where it's going, that kind of stuff. So that's exactly what we'll do for you. We'll spend most of our time here, but I'll start off up here and work our way around. We start your reading with this stave here, and this themes all of your reading, and this is a willow or sail, and this is a great stave to have in that position. In fact, this is about magic, it's about flexibility, it's about femininity as well, it's about change, but it's about your ability to respond to change, if you like. Willow is, if you consider the willow tree, it's very flexible, but it's also very emotional, and so for you, you tend to, you feel things with all of who you are. It's not, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and for you love is total, and so when you get hurt absolutely desperately, and when you love, you give of yourself completely as well. Willow is a beautiful tree to have there, but it's also about learning to balance yourself as well, so we'll pick up on that more as we go through. Okay, this stave here, these three, including that one there, talk about the last 12 months or so, and gorse or on is a stave that's very much about sexuality as opposed to love, but we've got love in here as well, so there's a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Love-hate relationship. That's not what I'm looking for. There's a bit turmoil happening in here. They're giving me a word, but I just can't quite see it. Trouble and happening in the relationship. Gorse is about instant gratification. It's about living each day. It's about firefighting. It's about the inability to plan for the future, because what needs to happen in this day is just to get through the day, and we're talking about emotionality here as well as, I guess, practicality. Gorse is very much saying that the theme of the last 12 months is that all the plans that the long-term plans that the pair of you had really haven't amounted to much, and in fact the plans that you used to have really aren't as significant as they used to be anymore, because all you're doing is just both of you battling to get through each day, and so your energy is kind of being taken up with getting through each day instead of focusing on the future. It's all about what's happening right now just to get through the day. So it's talking about 12 months of things being quite difficult. Let's be a little bit positive here though, for a wee while in terms of the last 12 months. And this is heather. This is really beautiful. It's a tree of love. It's a tree of companionship, of peace, of joy, of harmony. It's about sharing. So we can see that the undercurrent of your relationship is such that there is great potential in that relationship. There has been tremendous love in that relationship, and we're not just talking about Hollywood love here. You know, we're talking about a real pairing of souls here, and you can see glimpses of that. Both of you can see glimpses of that, but circumstances keep hammering on top of you, and here's circumstances. Heather was sitting underneath circumstances. Older or area that's sitting over the top is about is very much about fear, about hesitation. So whilst you have a very strong bedrock of a relationship, both of you are quite fearful, and that is bubbling up and has been really eating away at your relationship for the last 12 months. This Om stave that sits in the middle, it talks about what's happening for you right now, and this is older or Fien, and this is about the need to give and receive advice. Now, on many occasions you've been telling each other, on many occasions in the last 12 months, you've been sharing with each other what it is that you need. And that's different to telling each other what you need. So sharing with someone what it is that you need enables them to then provide that to you without threat. But this one here is now saying, well, it's less about sharing, it's more about telling. I need you to do this. So that becomes more of a threat than sharing. I'm hoping that that makes sense. So when you share with someone, it's about opening yourself up to them and saying, well, actually as a human being, I find that what I need in a relationship in order to make me feel nurtured and loved is this and this and this. And then the other person can offer that, assuming they have the capacity to offer that without threat. But when you are telling each other, I want you to do this, that's much more about need than about sharing. It's much more about give me or I'll, whatever it is. So it's about emotional threat. And then when that doesn't come through, then there's disappointment. And for you, because Willow is underpinning all of this, that disappointment is total. That hurt is total. And it's not just for you, it's for your partner as well. Your partner is dedicated to this relationship, as are you. But the communication has just been going downhill of late. So let's spend a little bit more time on these ones here so we can really talk about the next 12 months or so. Now, this is Lewis or Rowan here, and this is, there's a mixed bag here. So what I'm going to do is just go through each one and give you a synopsis of each one, and then we'll draw it all together and see where we go. Lewis or Rowan kind of themes the next 12 months, if you like, and it's about self-protection. It's about protecting not only yourself but protecting your relationship, and that's going to be really important in the next 12 months because there's a lot of things that are going to be happening for you both in the next 12 months, and there is the potential for your relationship to go even further downhill, even though you have a really strong, very strong baseline foundation of relationship. So it's really important that the both of you make the choice to protect it and support it in the next coming 12 months. Then on top of this one here, this is Holly or Tanya, and Holly is about challenge, but it's about the challenges that you place in your own way. It's about you being your own worst enemy, if you like, and that's tied in with this one here. Oak or Dewar is, this is one of my favourite staves. This is about longevity. So we know that your relationship is going to last. It's all there. It's for the long haul. But it's a relationship of hard work. And both of you will be ongoing dedicated to preserving it and to protecting it. So that's all good news, okay? But there's a couple of downsides with Oak, which is that even though we've got this one here which talks about flexibility and your ability to change and to modify what needs to happen in order to meet constant change, Dewar or Oak is quite the opposite. Oak is about giving and giving and giving and giving and giving without self-care. So for you, it's really, really important in the next 12 months that you protect not only your relationship, but that you protect yourself. You care for yourself as much as you care for your relationship. There are three entities within a relationship. There is you, there is your partner, and there is the relationship itself. And if you give all of yourself, that's you, to the protection of the relationship without also protecting yourself, then you're kind of obliterating yourself and your ability to give. So Dewar or Oak is saying here it's really important in the next 12 months that you also continue to remember how valuable you are, how lovable you are, how loved you are, how credible you are, how amazing you are, so that you continue to love and celebrate who you are, so that you can gift yourself to your relationship and be proud of you and proud of the gift that is you within that relationship. We'll talk about more of this as we go forward though. Now, I'm hesitant to talk about this one, but we have to because it came out. This is strafe or blackthorn, and it's sitting underneath your relationship, underneath your 12 months here, and it's kind of a little bit of underpinning, and this is a warning. So this is kind of why I said, you know, there's good and bad stuff that's happening in here. Strafe or blackthorn is about tears, it's about frustration, it's about emptiness and loneliness and desolation and all of that kind of stuff. Now, with that said, it's actually upside down. So that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, well, there's no strife and there's no unhappiness. I'm afraid that's not what it means. What it means is that you both need to be spending the next 12 months being open and honest with each other in the protection and the preservation of your relationship. So no more pretending, no more self-preservation, but lots more about preserving both of yourselves and the relationship. So let's kind of draw all that together, because I'm not sure if that sounds a little bit of mumbo jumbo. What we have here, and what I see very, very strongly, is a very strong relationship. Innately, it's a very strong relationship, and you are both in it for the long haul. So when he says he's dedicated to the relationship, he is dedicated to the relationship, as are you. There is a very strong basis of love there. What is missing, or what is broken or breaking, or needs tweaking and growing and developing, is how you bond and continue to bond together as a couple. So the innate love is already there, and what you need to be working on over the next 12 months is how you talk to each other and how you support each other. Because when the proverbial hits the fan, when the circumstances come along and hammer the pair of you so that it, you know, maybe the job didn't work out the way you want and there's a bit of depression, maybe the money isn't there as you hoped that it would be, when all of those practical things come along and really bash your relationship, even though there is an undercurrent of love, that undercurrent of love needs to have on top of it the skills to build and grow that relationship, which include communication, which can include continuing flexibility, of course, and the ability to meet each other's needs without threat. So it's not about telling your partner what you need and asking your partner what it is that they need, but it's about sharing what you need in an open and honest way. So I very much encourage you, I very, very much encourage the both of you to seek the help of a professional, qualified marriage counsellor, or somebody who is really skilled in communication between partners, to enable you, to give you tools, to give you techniques so that you can start talking with each other instead of talking at each other. Okay, that's really important. So the good news for the next 12 months is that I see this relationship as being very long term, but the bad news is that you need to both work at it in order for it to grow and develop. So I'm kind of hoping that will go some way to, I guess, alleviating any fear that you have. It's very much about hard work. Right, I wanted to talk to you about the Druid Animal Oracle card that came up for you, and this is also, this kind of confirms that a little bit for us. This is Sao, or Muh. She's about fertility rather. She's about abundance, and that doesn't necessarily mean there's lots of kids coming along. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is abundance of love, abundance of sharing, abundance of harmony and of peace. And Sao is all about that. Sao is about giving freely, and it's about that sharing as opposed to the telling that we talked about. But Sao also says very much that whilst you both need to do that, you also both need to give to yourselves. So you need to be, I think it was Khalil Gibran who once said that, I can't remember the analogy, but he talked about a couple being pillars within the temple of their relationship, so that you stand beside each other and you respect and honour each other. It's really important in the next 12 months that you find out about what does that actually mean. How do I honour myself and my own rights, and how do I do that for my partner as well? How do I maintain independence within that relationship in such a way that it's not a threat to the other person? How do I maintain who I am so that I remain celebrating myself and honouring myself and loving myself? Because when we give ourselves to someone else, it is like giving a gift. And if you love that gift, think about when you've given a gift to someone else. If you really love that gift, you're usually giving it with a big smile on your face, and you're really proud of the gift that you're giving, and you're excited about it. The same is true of ourselves. When we love ourselves, when we honour ourselves, when we respect ourselves, and when we're in a relationship, we are gifting ourselves to the other person. And if we love and honour ourselves, then we're excited to gift ourselves to the other person. But if we don't love and honour ourselves, then we tend to be a little bit hesitant about giving. So it's really important for you that there be fertility of love for yourself and for your partner in the next 12 months as well. This is also very much a card that talks about ongoing success of your relationship, again by working hard and working together towards it. So, you know, multiple times we're seeing here longevity of your relationship. So that's a really good card, I think, to have come up for you. I wanted to also talk to you about your Celtic birth tree, and that is Gort or ivy. Now, this is quite interesting for you. Gort, ivy, these people are very, very determined. Some people could actually see them as being stubborn. They're so determined. And that's fantastic, because when there's a goal set, they absolutely go for it. But they can be incredibly emotional. We talked about that here with this one, remember, as well. So Gort people give of themselves totally, but in so doing, they get hurt completely. And they also, on the flip side of that, love completely. And so as a result of that, they tend to get knocked about a little bit, you know, emotionally knocked about. But you're a survivor. You've always survived. Look at the last 12 months, how difficult that's been. But you've survived, and you will always survive. That's a key word for Ivy, is about survival. You can get a little bit restless though, you know, itchy feet sometimes for moving into different jobs, into different places. Stimulation for you is really important, intellectual stimulation, doing new things, all of that kind of stuff. You're not always as tactful as you could be, but that comes from your passion and your determination. So working on tact might be a good thing for you as well. Really sociable, you're really sociable. You're usually really good-natured as well, and you love to make your friends feel at ease. I really like Gort ivy. It's a beautifully strong survival tree. I would also wanted to let you know what your Celtic birth deity is, and she is Guinevere. Fantastic goddess to go and have a look at. I really encourage you to go and explore Guinevere, find out all about her. She's a goddess who loves with all of her being as well, so that's quite typical of you. And your Celtic birth animal is actually an insect. It's a butterfly, which is stunningly beautiful, but again very flexible. Think about how a butterfly changes from being a caterpillar into this gorgeous flying creature. So for you it's about flexibility, and we know that because we have willow in there as well. And it's about your ability to moderate yourself and to grow and to adapt to circumstances. So I hope that that's been beneficial for you, and I hope that that's helped to, I guess, give you some peace in terms of your relationship, but give you some ideas about strengthening it and growing it in the next 12 months.